Since humans started using money, there have been many cases of fraud and embezzlement that have taken place around the world. Even Sunai Busong, which is located in central Kalimantan, has witnessed one of the biggest frauds in Canada. History shows that these experienced fraudsters preyed on investors into bankruptcy, destroying entire economies. Here are some of the biggest frauds that have occurred in world history. Number 1. Bre-X Scandal. During the late 1990s, geologist John Felderhoff believed that the dome deposit near the Busong River in Indonesia would yield gold after mining. At Felderhoff's suggestion, David Walsh, founder of Bre-X Minerals Limited, bought the property. When Michael de Guzman, project manager for gold mining and a geologist from the Philippines, tested the initial samples, he found there is no traces of gold. So, de Guzman scraped the gold from his wedding ring, then added it to the samples, and put the first estimate of the total find at around 62 metric tons. News of the gold on the Bre-X property quickly spread. The company claims that it will be the richest gold mine ever discovered. According to the Huffington Post's website, mining investors rushed to invest, and Bre-X's share price began to climb to $280 per share. Gold reserves in Busong are reported to be 6,200 tons, or equal to 8% of all world reserves. However, this turned out to be a massive scam. The primary samples have been adulterated with extra gold sprinkles. In March 1997, de Guzman committed suicide by jumping from a helicopter. Bre-X and the mine's reputation began to decline from then on. This fraud became the largest stock scandal in Canadian history. Number 2. Enron Corporation Scandal. In 1996, the American company, Enron Corporation, came to the attention of the public after reporting a steady increase in sales every year. From 1996 to 2000, Enron Corporation's sales reportedly increased from $13.3 billion to $100.8 billion. Even the Enron Corporation has been named America's most innovative company by Fortune magazine for 6 years in a row. According to a CNN business report, in late 2001, the true financial condition of the Enron Corporation was revealed. The report stated that there was a systematic, institutionalized, and creatively planned accounting fraud. This scandal managed to reveal loopholes in accounting rules in America. Enron Corporation filed for bankruptcy on November 30, 2001, and on December 2, 2001, filed for Chapter 11 protection, a chapter of the United States Bankruptcy Act. At that time, the Enron Corporation scandal became the largest fraud and bankruptcy in the history of the United States, which caused 4,000 employees to lose their jobs. Number 3. Ponzi Scandal. Gregor MacGregor was born in 1786 in Glengyle, Scotland. He pulled off one of the biggest scams of the early 19th century, earning over £200,000 in profits. In the early 1820s, he founded a fictional country called Poyais. MacGregor claimed it was located near the Black River, or what is now Honduras. He said that Poyais has an area of about 8 million hectares, and he is the prince of the land. He also claimed that the land of Poyais was rich in natural resources but needed human labor to turn it into a developed country. Quoting the Economist page, MacGregor started an aggressive campaign to make people believe in his fictional country. He printed advertisements and flyers, as well as gave interviews in national newspapers. He even composed a ballad about the Poyais which was sung. Continue reading the article below. Editors picks history of Conjuruan Stadium. Silent witness of the bloody football tragedy. The difference between tear gas and water cannon. Here's the explanation. Researchers find 380-year-old heart fossil in mid-1822. A 355-page Poyais guidebook was sold in London and Edinburgh, containing elaborate and detailed maps of this fictional country. This official-looking book convinced many people to buy land titles in Poyais. By early 1823, some 500 people had bought land in Poyais. After that, McGregor began making arrangements to send interested persons to Poyais. On September 10, 1822, a ship with 70 immigrants on board sailed towards it. Then, on January 22, 1823, another ship sailed with nearly 200 immigrants aboard. Upon reaching the land believed to be Poyais, the immigrants realized they had been conned. Not many immigrants were able to return, and most of them died from diseases such as yellow fever and malaria. In mid-1822, a 355-page Poyais guidebook was sold in London and Edinburgh containing elaborate and detailed maps of this fictional country. This official-looking book convinced many people to buy land titles in Poyais. By early 1823, some 500 people had bought land in Poyais. After that, McGregor began making arrangements to send interested persons to Poyais. On September 10, 1822, a ship with 70 immigrants on board sailed towards it. Then, on January 22, 1823, another ship sailed with nearly 200 immigrants aboard. Upon reaching the land believed to be Poyais, the immigrants realized they had been conned. Not many immigrants were able to return, and most of them died from diseases such as yellow fever and malaria. Number 4. Charles Ponzi Scandal. The Charles Ponzi Scandal. In the summer of 1919, Charles Ponzi, who lived in Boston, found a way to commit fraud after receiving a letter from a Spanish company. The letter contains an international reply coupon IRC. This coupon can be redeemed by the recipient to be sent to the sending country. Reported by the Telegraph, Ponzi realized that he could buy coupons in one country and then exchange them for postage in another country with a higher shipping value. To raise money, Ponzi went to his friends and promised them double returns within 90 days. Some people invest and earn interest as promised. In January 1920, Ponzi opened his own company to promote this scheme. As word spread about the scheme, investments started pouring in. By June 1920, the total net investment in Ponzi schemes had risen to $2.5 million. People started mortgaging their homes and investing their savings in the scheme. But no one realized that Ponzi was paying the previous investors with money invested by the new investors. Ponzi's rapid rise aroused suspicion. His publicity agent uncovered documents related to the scam. The agent wrote an article for the Boston Post, bringing the Ponzi scam public. Since then, the company has declined and its investors have lost about $20 million. In November 1920, Ponzi was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Number 5. The Lincoln Savings and Loan Association Scandal. Charles H. Keating was a swimmer, activist, lawyer, banker, and real estate developer. But the thing he is best known for is his role in a savings and loan scandal in the late 1980s. Keating became head of the Lincoln Savings and Loan Association in 1984. Immediately after joining the company, he fired the existing management. In those days there were quite lax restrictions on investment banking. Taking advantage of this opportunity, Keating began investing depositors' money in high-risk investments without the depositors' knowledge. Reported by the New York Times, over the next 4 years, the assets of Lincoln Savings and Loan Association increased from $1.1 billion to $5.5 billion US. In 1989, the Lincoln Savings and Loan Association parent company, the Enron Corporation, went bankrupt. Not long after, the Lincoln Savings and Loan Association scam was exposed and left thousands of investors with worthless bonds. Not only was it detrimental to investors, the influence of the above frauds made the economy unstable at that time. Some people who are deceived even have to die because they can't find a way out. So that's all 5 of our list. If you have any ideas, feel free to comment below. See you.